Welcome back to CBBB's BBC CB750 TV, yes. Well, no, this is not in the wrong episode. This is not the tank from the Suzuki finished in silver. This is the $43 fuel tank. And I've got to say, that's amazing. It's very sparkly, but that's amazing. How do they do that for $43? Look, it comes with that as well, and a cap, and a really cool cap. I mean, how do they do it? I think this has even got a key. It's got a key. It's lockable. You can pay $30 for one of those. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Let's see if it fits. Well, there it is, in place. Nearly in place. It's riding a little high. I didn't nestle it right up there because I didn't want to smack it into that and ruin the paint, honestly. Oh, it's just, that's incredible value. Yeah, amazing. Especially if somebody buys the old one off me for $150, I'm $100 up. It would even fit the Suzuki, I think. It's riding high because it's sitting on the coils, whereas this one, coils are lower. So yeah, I mean, phenomenal value and reasonable quality, very sparkly. Anyway, after all that excitement with the fuel tank, we're going to be picking up where we left off. I'm going to sand this down properly, clean this up inside, and then do it. Yeah, yes, the boys are back in town, so I've sanded it down and then I'm just degreasing in there. Yeah. This is a perfect example actually of letting the tools do the work. In this case, it's yes, the engine degreasing and a toothbrush, because I can't really get any major pressure down there because I can't hardly get in there, but just gently, yeah, back and forth, let the job be done by the tools. No need to bust the gut. Oh, there we go. It's almost looking as good as new. So all cleaned up, degreased, and some acetone just to finish the job off. Left a bit of blue on there, and now to mask up. A minimal amount of masking. Don't even really need to mask the discs, honestly, because they'll take the paint off soon enough. But I'll mask them up. In terms of masking this up, it's going to be a lot more expensive than it was to do the Yamaha, because there are 10 of those. Yeah, and if you haven't seen my penny trick, I'll show you. But there weren't so many on there. So yeah, it's going to cost 20 cents. And there we have it, the penny trick. And yes, I'm sure the smarter among you have already realised that if I only did one side at one time, I could half the budget of this particular manoeuvre, and I might do that. The problem is I just don't know how I'm going to do this and get the paint in here, but yeah, let's give it a go. I've left these nice and dirty so that any paint that gets on it will just flake off. Alright, let's give it a go. I forgot the pièce de résistance, Rodney. Yes, just protecting the inside of the bearings and stuff, with the icing on the cake. Not bad, not bad. So this stuff runs like buggery, but over here where I hadn't tested, it's not bad. See, runs busted. Over here, not so bad, and actually in there, not so bad. So it didn't do badly, apart from I should have probably sanded all that original test coat I did off, but we are going for a slightly patina look, so let's see how that turns out in the morning, because now I have to go out. Well, I couldn't resist another coat, and that's helped out a lot actually. So it's slightly darker all round and looking good. Looking forward to doing the other side. Who wants to see what the wheel came out like? Here's a clue. Not bad at all, actually. It was darker. It's darker than I thought it was going to be. I.e. less patina showing through. Even in there, a little bit, but you know, generally. Here's the other side. Much the same, I would like to say. A little bit more blue, a little bit less blue, more gold. So, kind of, I'm going to live with that for a bit. And I'm going to put it away because it's a long time until that'll be needed. But I don't think it came out bad. Certainly one of the trickier paint jobs I've had to do in terms of aiming the paint through narrow gaps. Just hoping this isn't going to affect my status in the US, because I know defacing currency in the UK is a proper crime, right? Banksy. Anyway, there's my Perspex block at the back of the Honda, resting in the readily provided fitting that is part of the Honda frame. So that's cool. Which means I suppose we're going to have to leave the battery where it is, because we can't then put it there, can we? No. Well, we'll come to that later. But yeah, there's the Perspex block. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. 8x6, I think that was. Yeah, very nice. So, major project for this weekend, and I don't know if it will all fit in this episode, is to swap out the front end on the CB. Yes, I know the episodes for this particular customization have been few and far between compared to the Suzuki, but I did tell you that the Suzuki was going to take preference because there was less to do, and the Honda will be a long drawn out process, as it's proving already. However, we are ready to go. The engine crane is hooked under the bottom frame, and it's ready to lift and start taking that whole front end off. How exciting is that? Oh, wait a minute, I haven't got a tyre yet. Duh. Oh yeah, I remember. I was gonna potentially use the same old wheel, just in a wibbly wobbly fashion. We'll try that, otherwise we'll have to buy a tyre. And right? I know this particular exercise may be of interest to a lot of people, so I'll try and document as much of it as possible on camera, as I say, which means it might not be in this episode at all, should it come to it. Or maybe it'll be over 2 episodes. There you go. It's turned up today for the Honda, and yeah, so that's the fuel tank finished. Kind of subtle. Big and in your face, but subtle. Yeah. Cool. I know, I'm putting it off. So these arrived today, and I kid you not, $40. $40 for the whole lot, and they're better than the other ones. Well, at least in terms of stuff they come with, because they've got those mounts, and then they've got these alternative mounts, according to what you might want to fit them to. So hats off to these guys, and these are going to look really sexy on that Honda. Yes, that Honda that I still haven't done the front end on. Yeah, well, never mind. Anyway, look, they are going to look cool, because we're going for blue and silver on this, so all the red is going away. So yeah, bloody lovely. Bloody lovely. Talking of which, the blue thing and the silver, yes, obviously I got the tank out yesterday, as you know, to put on the sticker, and the more I look at that glittery silver tank, I mean, again, bargain, $40 bargain, $43.75 I believe. It's just too much, right? It's a bit Gary Glitter, it's a bit sweet. Great bands, but not really what I'm looking for. So what I'm thinking is this. Yes, this stuff again, the very drippy anodized coating, carefully applied over the sticker, and then peel the sticker back to reveal super sparkly. And if it all goes horribly wrong, I'll just paint it a completely different colour. But yeah, it might work, it might dull it, it might make it even worse. Who knows? I think it's worth it for $43.75. What front end swap? Oh yeah, alright, I get on with it. As you can see, we've gone a step backwards on the front forks replacement, and we've become unhinged. Although I think I was fairly unhinged before. Long story short, I had to get everything out of the garage for this new massive air conditioning unit. And then suddenly occurred to me a couple of things about the front forks. Firstly, they need cleaning up, and it would be easier to do that while they're off the bike, get rid of all this paint anything that I do want to paint, and then put them all back together again, nice and shiny, ready to fit. So that's a much better idea. And secondly, there's some discussion on the length of the center shaft of the yoke and whether it's a match. Now, I think I better check this, but I'm pretty sure I specifically chose the GSXR750 because it was a straight fit, and I don't need a revised yoke because that starts getting really expensive. Yeah, so I better check that. This is not the most accurate way to do this by any means, but I would say that's pretty much 7.5 inches. Just trying to get a rough idea at the moment of whether it's an issue at all or not. And again, I would say that's roughly 7.5 inches with a degree of adjustment involved. So I think we're going to be all right. Don't need them. Got my new adaptive ones from All Balls Racing. So that seems like good news. All I have to do now is take them apart, clean them up, paint whatever bits I want to paint, and put them back. And I'm not going to film that, not even in a time lapse set to music, no, because that would be very, very boring. But if there are any interesting highlights along the way, I will of course let you know. Well, they came up quite nicely in the end with a little bit of fairly rough grade sandpaper and some acetate to clean off the paint and then get rid of the grease with some our friend engine degreaser and brake cleaner. So there's the forks, and here's the bottom yoke. I'm kind of halfway through half of it at the moment, I would say. And way to go yet. That bloody red paint, nightmare. I don't think I'm going to paint them. I think I will use a gentler sandpaper to finish them and just leave them bare aluminium. I think that will look good. Did you find the nut I dropped? So yes, I guess we won't be doing the actual fork swap this episode, but potentially next episode. So thanks for tuning in again. Really appreciate your interest. Perhaps it's more of a concern for my health. If you haven't, please do subscribe right now. Somewhere, I think. And yes, encourage others to watch my lunacy.